Hello, everyone, and welcome to our premiere here on YouTube on July 14th in the evening. If you're watching live, welcome. If you're watching the replay either on YouTube or on the blog, thank you so much for being here. I hope you'll come on in and relax and sit down and let's do some crafting. I'm just going to show you a couple of cards tonight using a beautiful suite from the new mini catalog. But first, I just want to tell you to say hello, and I'd love to know where you're watching from. And also, if you are on YouTube live watching the premiere on Thursday evening, July 14th, if you will sign into your Google account, you can chat with us or ask questions along the way. So I'm so glad to have you here. I'm glad to be creating with you. And we're just going to go over a few things Stampin' Up! Wise before we get started. So as most of you know, if you're familiar with Celebration, this is one of Stampin' Up's biggest times of the years. For July and August, you can earn free product from this celebration brochure um, to accompany your order. So with a qualifying order of $50 or each $50 or each $100, you get to choose something from the brochure. So for those of you that just aren't familiar with it or maybe haven't seen it, and I have an update for you, this is the brochure, and it talks about the different products of Stampin' Up. And they have a stamp set here, a hippo stamp set, and coordinating dies. Each of these are free. This is free with a $50 purchase, and then with another $50 purchase, you get the coordinating dies free. This is some beautiful designer paper that I think you would love to work with. That's free with a $50 order. And the great thing about this is there's no limit all through July and August. Now, we had our first celebration of the year back in January and February, and this is our second one. And probably this one is my favorite because it includes this July to December mini catalog, which has lots of holiday products in it. Okay, right here, I wanted to show you these pool party and soft sea foam cards and envelopes. These have sold out. So this is the deal. With Celebration, the freebies are only available while supplies last. These cards and envelopes have already sold out. So if you have something on your list, don't wait, okay? We have this stylish Sketches stamp set and some more designer paper here. Amazing phrasing stamp set. These dies, tree lot dies that are precious. And this Wonderful World stamp set and coordinating designer paper that's free with a $100 order. So you've got some great choices in here, but like I said, don't wait. If you've got something on your list that you really want, go ahead and place that order so you can get your freebies, okay? So many times they last the whole duration of Celebration, but here the last few years with the shipping issue and the availability of products is sometimes a little, some things are kind of scarce. So I wouldn't wait if there's something you really want, okay? So there's our celebration brochure, and we're going to be working with the Splendid Day Suite, which is absolutely gorgeous. We're going to be making two fun cards tonight. I'm using the products from this suite from page 64 and 65 of the mini catalog with Stampin' Up's exclusive uh, artwork and great concept art from those that work for Stampin' Up and design all these wonderful products. So we are going to get started here. One more thing I want to add is that this is my host code currently for the month. If you want to take a screenshot of that, if you use this code, if your order is less than $150, okay, total before shipping and tax, I will send you a free gift. You need to use that host code though. If your order is over 150, don't use it, because then you get free Stampin' rewards with your order, because that qualifies like as a host for host rewards, which means free product based on the amount of your order, and it's anything that's current. All right, and so if it's less than 150, use the code. If it's 150 or over, don't use it. And the special thing about this is it enables me to send thank you gifts to my customers. So if you use that, if your order is less than 150, that really helps me out, and I will be glad to send you a little goodie in the mail. Okay? All right. Let me go ahead and get to one screen here. Okay, so again, I'm working with Splendid Thoughts. Here is the stamp set. It's kind of up close and personal with my arm there. Splendid Thoughts. It's got some really pretty images and lovely sentiments in it. Excuse me. I'm getting over a summer cold. We're going to be making a diagonal pocket card to start with, okay? So let's get into it, shall we? Let's see. We are going to start with a piece of fresh freesia cut 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and then a piece of that Splendid Day Designer Series paper cut 4 by 5 1/4, and that's going to layer over the top. So let me go ahead and apply that. And we're going to do some cutting here in just a minute with our paper trimmer. So I hope everybody has been doing okay. This summer cold hit the whole family here in Southeast Texas. And we're getting over it, but it's been a long haul, let me tell you. Okay, so look at that gorgeous foil. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, so next I have a piece of fresh freesia that is cut 3 1/2 inch square, and then another piece of that same designer paper cut 3 1/4 inch by 3 1/4 inch square. But this time I'm going to use the back of it with that fresh freesia, very subtle print that's so pretty. Okay, so now I'm going to need my paper trimmer. So I'm going to grab that. And we're going to be doing a diagonal cut on these. That's 3 1/4 inch square for the designer paper and 3 1/2 inch square for the coordinating cardstock. Okay, let me get this in here on the screen so you can see it. And I'm just going to line up the tip of the square, tip to tip, and do a diagonal cut. Okay, you can save that for another project. And we're going to do the same with this designer paper. Line it up, put the tips, 2 opposite tips in the track, and then cut away. Save that. Okay, now what we're going to do here is just take this triangle and we're going to apply it to the bottom cardstock triangle. But I want you to go ahead and line up the edge of the designer paper with this edge of the cardstock so that you have this really pretty border going alongside on the straight sides. So let's go ahead and do that. Again, I'm using liquid glue. And just going to slide that on there. Try to get it equidistant from the top, from the side and the bottom, and line up that side. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to line this up with the edge of the card base. So you realize the card base is just this single cardstock with a designer paper. So this is going to go on the front and form that cute little pocket. So I'm going to use some cheering tape along the side and the bottom edge, not the diagonal, okay? So let's go ahead and put this on. When you apply this, be sure you get it as close to the edge as possible and try to get it all the way across. And we're going to just tear that off. And then again on this side. So this is going to make our little pocket, our diagonal pocket. And these, you can do different things with this style of pocket card. You can put another card inside, which is what we're going to do tonight, a little mini card. Or you can put a gift card inside, or tuck some cash in there. Just all kinds of ideas that you can use. Okay, so now there we have that, and here's our pocket. And that tear and tape is strong, so it's going to hold that. Okay, all right, so that's what we have there. Now I'm going to do a little embellishing of this. Now, with this set comes some beautiful dies in this bundle. I've already pre-cut these with my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, but I want to show you, if I can find it, some of these beautiful dies. So they're like different leaflets, okay? So look at that one. So that's one of the ones I'm using. Here's another. And another. And then we have this little shape. It's like a tag or a bowl. It even reminds me of a planter. Okay, so there are also some other dies within this particular bundle that you'll see a picture of it. There are some dies that cut out the, okay, gosh, where did it go? Here it is. Cut out these shapes here, okay, and then cut around, okay, and cut those out. I say these, it's these, okay, and there's a little die that cuts out the B, okay. All right, so now I'll put these back in here in a little magnetic bowl. So another thing that I like to do is when I'm creating projects and not really sure what color I'm going to use for these little added embellishments or die cuts, is I'll cut them from basic white. And on this particular card, I know that I want them the soft seafoam. So what I do to get that color is take my Stampin' blends, and I usually use the dark, especially if the blends, the color itself is a very light, subtle color, which soft seafoam is. And I just color these, and then I have the desired color that I want. And so to save time, what I can do is I will cut several of these dies and just keep them on hand, like inside the stamp case. And then when I need them, I pull them out and then I color them a certain color. Now you can also apply color to these with our classic Stampin' pads and our blending brushes or sponge daubers. You can even take the die and press it onto the stamp pad and get color that way. It's more of a distressed and mottled look sometimes, and usually more bold, a little darker. But on this one I decided I love using the Stampin' blends because it's easy, they dry fast, and I can get the color that I want with just a few strokes there. Okay, so now I have those two ready to go. And then I have this piece, which I cut from that little half circle that I showed you. okay, is just a scrap of fresh freesia that I used to cut that out. And I am going to stamp my sentiment directly onto that little label. And I'm going to use fresh freesia for a tone-on-tone look. And I don't know about you, but I'm always needing birthday cards. So I'm going to use the Let's Celebrate sentiment and stamp that. Line that up on my grid sheet and stamp. Okay, there we have Let's Celebrate. So now what I'm going to do is take my liquid glue and just put a little bit behind here and try not to go all the way across, but just enough to catch those two stems. Put them behind just like that. Can overlap some. And then I'm going to grab my card and then just play with it a bit, and I'm going to attach this where I have glue and not glue this down to the foil, but just a little bit behind here. And that's going to help hold those stems even more. So I'm going to go almost all the way across. And let's do that. Okay, so now let's work on the little mini card that's going to go on the inside. I have a piece of basic white cut 3 1/4 by 8 1/2, and it's scored at 4 1/4 inches. And so let's give that a good crease with our bone folder, and then I'm going to stamp on this as well. I'm going to grab a piece of scrap paper, bring this in, and I am using these 2 solid images to stamp on this card front. And so what I'm going to do is start with soft seafoam. Open that up. And I'm going to stamp over here. And then down here. And just kind of do a random pattern. Put a little bit here. Okay, and then I'm going to take this other little berry looking stamp and use fresh freesia right here. I'm going to ink these up and just kind of fill in. So you can add as much color or do it as sparse as you like. Okay? All right. So now we're going to finish this up. And do you see how this can go right here on the inside like that and tuck inside? Isn't that cute? Well, let's see how I can use this to do, but that's going to make too much. So I'm going to use the stamps that I just used. And I still have a little ink on that. And I'm going to stamp here in the corner. And then this one, I'm going to blow on it and moisten that ink again. Okay, now we've got the inside decorated. And I'm going to tuck that in. And then I decided to use my iridescent rhinestone basic jewels. Just like the color with this. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to put a couple of them down here. Oh, that stuck to my finger. Okay. And then I'm going to put some on this card. So I'm going to take one of these, then a small one and put it here, and then another small one and put it right here. Okay, so that's scattered 5 of those for us. Okay. All right, there's our first card. It's a different kind of fun fold, don't you think? A little pocket card with a mini card inside. Perfect for a birthday. Okay. You have any questions, you can post them, and I'm going to get set up for the next card. Excuse me. Okay. Okay. So the next one I have stuck with like a very subtle looking card. But let's get started. Let me show you. I'm using basic white, thick basic white, 4 1/4 by 11 as my card base, scored at 5 1/2. And this is a portrait style card, and it's a tent style. Easy to stand up for display. Okay. And so next I have another piece of this beautiful designer paper. Look at that. It's the seafoam foil, and it's like a matte foil. Look at that little ladybug, how cute. And I'm going to glue that over the card front. And so that is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Just about. Looks like it's a hair short. So I'm just going to center that there and make it work. Isn't that beautiful? It almost looks like a lace overlay, doesn't it? Okay. All right. So there's our card front. Now I'm going to get some other pieces, and I've also die cut already some pieces. So I have a piece of Sahara sand cut 3 by 4. And I'm going to stamp on this background. And I'm using the outline leaf and soft seafoam. Oh, I don't need to close that, Lisa. I'm going to stamp several times. All right. Okay, I'm just going to stamp this one 3 times. And then I'm going to go ahead and pull out the sentiment pieces. And so what I did here is I used that little half circle again. So I cut about a 3 by 3 piece of this designer paper for these die cuts. And I have, this is the flip side of this one. All right, so I'm going to use both of these, but I'm going to stamp my sentiment onto this card. And on this one, I'm going to put sending hugs. I'm going to stamp that in soft seafoam. Okay. I think I can put this away now. Okay, so we are going to use this over the front. Okay, and I'm just going to glue that down. Center that on the card front. Okay. And then this sentiment is going to go right here. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that one down. Put a little bit of glue there. Okay, and this next one is going to go here. Okay, but I want to do some coloring again of these two leaflets. Oh, I've already colored them to save time. So here are these two other leaflets here that I die cut, and I colored them again with the soft seafoam blends, okay, to get that color. And then I am going to use a little bit of Stampin' Seal Plus along the top, and I am going to attach these behind. Oh, that got interlaced right there. See if I can get it out. There we go. So we're using this foil side. Put that there. And this one here. I think this would make a beautiful sympathy card or a get well card. And then this is going to go right there, but I'm going to use some Stampin' Dimensionals. So let me grab some of those. Let's use these to pop this up. Having a little trouble there. And then we're just going to kind of come up a little bit and overlap that other one. This is where I'm pull that up. I don't want my little greenery to extend beyond the card front. So I had to move that over just a little bit, and now it should be just right. Okay, so next, a little bit of embellishing. I tied one of these soft seafoam seam bind ribbon bows, and I'm going to use a mini glue dot and attach that on right here. And then I'm using these heart pearls from the annual catalog. Thought they were so pretty. And I'm going to use, I used the kind of the frosted ones on my sample card. I think I might try using the shiny pearls on this one. So I'm going to use 5. So I'm going to get one of the larger hearts. What's so beautiful about these is they're not exactly perfect, all the same shape. I mean, they're close, but it's like they're very unique looking, I think. Okay, put one here. And then with another little one right here. Go larger one and come here. And then another small one. And go right there. And then for the inside of the card, let's see. I think I want to leave don't want to put a sentiment on the inside, but I do think I want to put a strip of that designer paper. So let me see if I can grab a piece here. I know I have a scrap somewhere. It's like when you know you need it, it's like elusive. So I'm going to go ahead and cut a piece. So I'm going to cut a 1-inch strip. And I'm going to cut it at 4 1/4. Let me cut another one because I don't know if I have something on the inside of that other card. My sample. So let's take this. I'm just going to go across the bottom just like that. Little strip of designer paper always finishes off the inside of a card, don't you think? It's a good way to tie it all together. Okay. Let's see if I can get both cards in here. Here we go. Here we have our diagonal pocket card and our really pretty soft seafoam card. Now let me see. There's another card I want to show you. I posted this on the blog the other day, and I used 4 of these little bowls. And this is another embellishment that goes with this suite. Really pretty leaflets like in a copper. Okay. Let's see. Do I have another card? Don't think I have another one to show you yet, but stay tuned. I may be posting some more. So thank you so much for joining me. If you have any questions, let me know. Be sure, if it's your first time here, be sure you subscribe. Would love to have you subscribe to my channel and visit inkinspirations.com, and be sure you sign up for my mailing list so you can get my weekly emails. I'm trying to get back on track after, well, we've had a lot of family things going on, so I'm trying to just enjoy some crafting time and sharing time with you. Makes me happy, and I'm glad you're here. And so if I can help you with anything, let me know. And look for some more events coming up that'll be virtual online. And I will talk to you again soon. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.